Hello, statue collectors, enthusiasts, pretty much anyone who watches these videos, honestly. Today I'm bringing you my next unboxing video, one I am super excited for, waiting years for, 2014 since the first unveil. Finally here, finally out, one and only Cleopsis, Eater of the Dead. This one is definitely top 5 of my personal favorites when it comes to Core Dead, possibly 3, but the Core Dead is such a good line, it's hard to narrow down some of those favorites, but this one I'm super excited for, been waiting years for, and here she finally is. So here we have the front of the box right here, if this thing feels like working. Here is the side of the box showing her in her Prima art print, which is much of the same aspect of her sitting on her throne, what was taken from her in Once Revenge. Here's the back piece showing off the statue itself, close-up shots of the face, her little pet, and of her feet base. Same as the opposite side, and the top always having that of the logo. So let's not wait any further, let's get this sucker unboxed. Now this is definitely something different. This is slightly different packing than what they usually have. For anyone who has gone through quite a few of these or has noticed, usually it's just the normal box, square, rectangle of just pure styrofoam, but this seems to bring in a little bit more further to where it adds little points of potential protecting the package on its way, because well, the stuff they send them in, it never survives, and you're lucky for even the box inside to survive half the time. So the fact that they changed up what seems to be a new design for the packing itself to deter from rough housing, maybe even get better impact, which is, it could still be better, but to see the design offers more possible, I'm just speculating here, deterrence from any type of rough housing and potential damage, well, I guess we'll find out in a couple. And as some of my previous videos have shown, or have possibly even not shown, I've had quite a few statues so far come all damaged, which it's very unfortunate. So hopefully this more rugged look will help. Maybe. I doubt it. The package definitely has a more rugged design that could help with potential damage, but who knows. But this is definitely the first one I've gotten that has a more rugged look. Usually it's just basic styrofoam. The only thing that's different about it is inside for custom fitting the statue, but I've never seen ruggedness like this on the styrofoam. That sounds good. Oh shit. I hope I didn't just open it upside down. That's the other thing I don't like, is they really need to mark their packaging at this stage right here, mark it which way is which, because sometimes my last one that I got the Reaper General, the last unboxing I did, this was actually upside down, which you would think this would be the indication right here, the sticker, which way is right side up. It was actually the opposite, so I think they need a better deal with that, because That's definitely aggravating to get them upside down. But yeah, it was definitely upside down. So they need to either notice which way they're doing their packaging, or they need to make sure that they know which way is up or which way it should be open, because I did just open it upside down by the looks of it. Because that's where, yeah, I opened it upside down, which you think the sticker would be the indication which way it should be open from. Yeah. Just like the Reaper General beforehand, upside down. Which, thankfully for this one, is actually not bad packing-wise, because that Reaper General was packed way too tight, which is what ultimately got it damaged several different ways. This one, not tight, but definitely could be worrisome. So, and of course, my signature white gloves. And I've gotten comments on that, why the white gloves, and that's funny, but you know what? When you're spending literal thousands of dollars on these freaking things, you know, I don't want to get my fingerprints all over it, potentially damage it in the long run. I have found my hands, or fingertips rather, to be over time more acidic, and that's something I try to deter from, especially when it's if you were to see my keyboards on my computer, I mean within a year those keys are pretty worn down. I go through keyboards quite often, so yeah, white gloves I tend to take very serious at something like this. Alright, so let's get her built. So yeah, the sticker's not always the indication, as mine has shown several times. Not always. Now, one of the things I was excited for with this statue especially was the base. I mean, this base is perfect. They have the scarabs on the base around here, the writing from the Court of the Dead all over, an Egyptian. It definitely gives an Egyptian feel that fits both the court and the statue itself. Personally, this is one of my favorite bases. The original Reaper General, when this collection first started several years ago, is still, I think, the best base out of any of them. But of upcoming, she has an amazing base. Melivestros has an amazing base coming up. Red Death doesn't have a bad of a base, but his lights up to give it a better feel and aesthetic look to it, which not many of the statues do. So she definitely has one of the nicer bases as far as lore and fitting with the statue itself. Let's see what we got here. That's hand. You know, in some aspects, I'm kind of happy it ships with this crap, because the way the other statues ship with the plastic wrap around it, sometimes I'm not a big fan of. Alright, definitely got to be careful. There's a lot of fragileness, especially right around the waist with some of the aestheticness to it, but so far so good, nothing broken. Oh, now see, that was beautiful. Just slipped right in. Usually, so far I've had issues with the freaking bases not sliding in, and I had to really fiddle and put more strength in than what I'm comfortable putting onto a potential damage-wise. This, butter smooth. So far, this one, going good. Nope, that was last. Both her headpieces. Yeah, I think, in my opinion, I think using this material, although hard to reuse, is much better towards packing than the casing they usually use, just because these statues are put in very tight styrofoam, and it just never been a fan of it. That arm worries me a bit. I didn't get any magnetic feel to it, and it's in there very loosely, which kind of worries me. I'm not getting any magnetic on that arm, and it kind of worries me that because of the angle it's at, it slips out extremely easy. I'm like, There's magnetic on there, but it's not strong magnetic to hold the arm off completely because I'm barely using any force at all, and it's almost falling off. Yeah, that magnetic strength right there is what worries me. I do like they're using more cover with these. Using these more is kind of nice, but that's one thing I've got to be careful of because my Reaper General got broke because of those, so, or at least what I expect to, because it was overpacked. So the packing's, honestly, I think the packing's better than past, but it still definitely needs improvement. Definitely. See, now that's magnet, that worries me because it's not on there. That's wire, that's much better. Went in smooth, no difficulty getting in there. Actually, that's much better. And then this one comes with 2 head sculpts. So the first one here, I can get it off, is the one with her mask, which is more or less probably going to be my personal favorite. Beautiful. And then the second one is without mask. So either way, they are both very well done. The sculpts are actually really nice because there is detail on this statue specifically that is missed out on, and I'm going to explain that here in a little bit. But this is very beautiful, very well done. I'm actually impressed with this one. And then one of the missed aspects on this statue, the dreads, because you really don't see that on the statue itself. Because when it comes to Cleopsis, you only ever see her in her front. You don't see the back very often, and that's one feature I didn't notice until quite some time after. I didn't even notice it when the unveil in 2014. I didn't see she had dreads until 15, almost close to her release. At a following year or 2 later at Comic-Con, I finally noticed she has dreads. It might have actually been with the Chronicle of the Underworld book, I finally noticed she has dreads. Like that, there are many features on this statue that you honestly miss a lot out on, and really needs a close look to detail that. So this is my unboxing of Cleopsis. You can get a nice view of her here. I'm sorry about this. I wish I had a better camera. I'm trying to work on that because it just does not justify some of the things that are missed out on this statue. And if the camera wasn't being a pain in the ass as far as auto-focusing all this crap that I've disabled but still works, I would get close-end shots, but it's very annoying. So, beautiful statue. There are surprisingly more things that are missed out not having this piece up close that I realized. So this is the end of this video if that's what you wanted to watch. I'm going to keep rambling on here if you want to listen at some of the aspects I'm noticing here. Things I didn't see before, you're welcome to. Thank you for watching. I don't have anything coming up till, well, next year. It's going to be a while for my next pre-order, mostly because what statues I had coming up had to get canceled. It's unfortunate. They had policy changes that affected how I had the ability to get some statues. So it kind of shortened the collection to focus mostly here on Core of the Dead to continue my appreciation and love for the series. So I had to unfortunately make sacrifices. So that is pretty much it until the next release, which would be the one and only that we have been waiting for since the beginning. Death himself will be the next release. So I'm excited to get that one in my hands. There are aspects on that statue as well that I fell in love with when they unveiled him at Comic-Con last year. I absolutely can't wait. So thank you for watching. I'm done rambling unless you want to keep watching for this next part. Thank you. Goodbye. Okay, so here's my next video showing here. Sorry if the volume's echoing. I am currently running on the Galaxy S8 Plus, considering the fact this phone has better pixels and resolution than that of the camera I was using. So hopefully I can try and get these close-up shots of some of the details missed in this statue. So the first part I want to start off with here is right on her face. Gorgeous. That is the masked version, my personal favorite if I had asked. Now there is a detail on here that is missed out on videos and something you really have to see up close. And honestly, this camera might actually be able to show you, but if you look here, you can actually see this headpiece is almost fluorescent. There's coloration and shading come off of it, where you can see shades of purple, you can see some shades of green. And this is honestly something you miss out unless you can see it up close or you actually have this statue. There are just some details that you're missing on here that really gives the pop of the statue itself that you have to notice very up close. And hopefully if I can get it to focus here. Guess not. So there is detail in this statue that is absolutely gorgeous that you can notice. Next part coming up here is her scythe. The painting is actually well done on this one. I am impressed with it. I very much so like it. And there's just a lot of detail you miss on this statue. There honestly is. And again, her whole outfit has these colorations on it, this this metallic look to it that you honestly miss with it. If I had to make a critique or disappointment, it would probably be her little snake here. The paint job is not as smooth nor as coloration wise as the rest of her, especially the head sculpt is not as great, and that's what kind of I think misses out on it. Is you can notice the colors are very much so flat on this thing. It is. I think this is the one disappointment that comes with this statue is the pet honestly loses some of the detail you would expect from it. It regains that detail right here on the tail. The tail is very much so detailed. You can see some of that coloration popping from it. But as soon as you get to the larger piece here, that quality is lost. But still, it's such a beautiful piece. So as we come down some, there is some amazing detail up close. Absolutely gorgeous. Her symbol, you can start to see here the scythe. And I mean, this is another piece of detail I did not see, is you can actually see Whispered, which is the court's language, etched into the scythe, which, let me tell you, I've deciphered Whispered. I am, I believe, one character short. Blasted to the person who will not give me that one character. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this statue, deciphering all this Whispered on her. Like, seriously. So, here's the sash that comes down. There's a lot more Whispered coming down all the way to the bottom. We can come down across the back here to some more. And we can see, maybe. There we go. Okay, so we can see here. There is more etchings that you miss out on this statue, especially on her little bottle right here. Absolutely gorgeous. So there's a couple extra lettering on that. And like I said, this statue misses out on the dreads. You really do miss out on this when it comes to this statue itself. And it's very well done, gorgeous. I honestly would have never expected those dreads. Because, I mean, when you look at the statue as a whole, as soon as I refocus here, just from the front view right here, you would never expect that's what her hair is. I mean, this statue is gorgeous on its own. Like, you could literally take the dreads out, you would not even notice them. So that is a detail in the statue itself that is very much so lost. And much like everything in front of it, even the dreads here have etchings in them, but it's honestly, they're so small and the detail has to be real fine. You really can't tell what is on those things. It's just, honestly, I don't even think there is anything looking at it. Like, there's something to it, but the detail's not there. So, I mean, there is just things all over this statue that is absolutely gorgeous. And then coming down to the bottom here with her base, there's the court symbol, and again, this is completely riddled all the way around with symbols like nothing else. Like, it literally mixes the court lore, it mixes Egyptian style almost. That I can only assume being her worm, I can think. This, I'm taking a guess, is her mentioning something about souls. I mean, there's so much here in this base alone to decipher. Not just Whispered, which you can see slightly right here, but as well as there, possibly. But I mean, there's even almost like an Egyptian hieroglyph look for the court, which is absolutely amazing. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. There's just so much. So there, and personally for me, I'm going to have fun deciphering this, or at least attempting to, because I'm a huge Egyptian nut, so to speak. I love Egyptian lore. It was one of my favorite things to study during high school. And it's a passion of mine, to say the least. So, I mean, this statue is gorgeous. It really is. There is just so much detail that, seeing this up close and personal, I'm blown away. This is one of the top statues I have in the court right now. This, without a doubt, would actually make my top 3. The original general, is right now my number 2 statue. Actually, technically, you would consider it number 1. This would definitely make my number 2, and until my personal favorite makes it in, we'll have to wait. But there's just detail in this statue. It's gorgeous, people. Bravo, Sideshow. You guys did a marvelous job. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. There's just beautiful amounts of detail here. It is gorgeous. And of course, when it comes to Sideshow, hold on. Now that I actually noticed, I actually missed this here right at first. So as you can see, which is somewhat missed out on, even her boots have an amazing aesthetic look to them. The bracings on them, that scarab right there. I mean, there's just detail you miss out on with this statue. It's remarkable. I'm going to leave that here. Thank you for watching the video completely all the way through. Hopefully, this phone did it justice. Make a comment below what you think of this little footage here if you watched it. I'm leaving it here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully didn't make anyone sick on that. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed.